Will a bankruptcy keep you from getting certain jobs? Hi, I'm attorney Leroy Roberson back again to talk about this topic today. And I want to first start by talking about if you already have a job and are considering filing bankruptcy, but may be worried about losing your job by filing the bankruptcy. And whether it's a government agency or a private employer, you can't be fired solely for filing a bankruptcy. So if you file a bankruptcy and like a few days later lose your job and there's no other reasons behind it, you could have actually a litigation action against your employer because they are not allowed to fire you just because you filed for bankruptcy. Now, if there's other issues going on with your performance at work, they can look at that, but they cannot just look at whether you file bankruptcy or not. They also can't reduce your salary, demote you, or take away job responsibilities solely because you filed for bankruptcy. So that should give you some comfort if you have a job and are considering filing bankruptcy. So let's move on to if you have a bankruptcy on your record and you're thinking about trying to get a job and you're wondering, is that bankruptcy going to keep me from getting this job? Well, if you're a federal, state, or local government agency and you're looking for a job in those industries, those employers cannot use the fact that you have filed bankruptcy in the past in decisions on whether or not they're going to hire you. So that should, that's good. There's rules put in place that prevent those government agencies from not hiring you because you have a bankruptcy on your record. Now, if you're applying for jobs with a private employer, and there's, a lot of you guys are probably looking at jobs with private employers, they're not restrained by the same rules as these government agencies. So they are allowed to look at different variables in deciding on whether or not they're going to hire you. And a lot of times these private employers will do background checks, look at your credit reports, and they're going to see a bankruptcy on there if you filed it, and they can use that in their determination on whether or not to hire you. And to be honest, most of the jobs that are going to look at that and make a decision on hiring based on the fact that you filed a bankruptcy are going to be jobs where you've dealt with money or are going to be dealing with money, such as accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, things like that. If you're looking for a job in other industries, I highly doubt the fact that you have filed for bankruptcy in the past is going to keep the employer from hiring you just because you filed that bankruptcy. And the best rule of thumb I can give you for that, if you're worried about an employer finding out about your bankruptcy and using that against you in the hiring process, is just being honest and upfront with them from the beginning. If that's a worry of yours and maybe you're at a job interview and, questions are coming up, just maybe, beat them to the punch and tell them about the fact that you filed bankruptcy. It'll give you a chance to explain your situation, what it was, and instead of them making their own decisions on you from you filing the bankruptcy, you can explain that situation away. And I found that oftentimes employers can overlook that fact because, in honesty, there are hundreds of thousands of people that file bankruptcy. So it's not necessarily a black mark just for filing. And most people have good reasons for filing, and employers are gonna likely understand that. So just being forthcoming, I think, will handle a lot of your anxieties or worries about the bankruptcy potentially affecting your employment. So that's it, guys. Hope that helps you. If you have any other questions, as always, feel free to contact me. Let me know. We can talk more about it. If not, I will see you guys on the next video. Have a great day. Thanks, guys.